Hey guys, so today we're going to be looking at people share their horrifying experiences. Yeah, let's just get right into the video. When I was younger, my mum, my grandma and I liked to go to this tea shop that was about 40 miles from our home. It was a cute little place where you could get the classic tea and sandwiches and cute little desserts and all. One time we went, all was normal, but on the way home, we received a call that my other grandma had passed away. Very sad, but as she had been battling cancer, not exactly unexpected. The next time we went, a few months later, on the way home, we received a call that my uncle had died suddenly of a heart attack. Creepy coincidence for sure, but we still did not think too much of it at the time. We went back the third time a few months after that, and for the third time on the way home, we received the phone call that someone had died. This time, it was my grandpa's brother. We never went back to that tea shop again. Now, all of these people were elderly and not exactly in the best of health, so them passing away around the same time was not exactly creepy, but the fact that 3 separate times that we went to this place, 3 people died the same day and we received the calls on the way home makes me think something about that place was cursed. It has since closed, but I'm still nervous to even go to that area to this day. That's scary. Okay, that's so creepy. Every single time they went on the way home, someone would pass away from the family. Yeah, I mean, the second time, they should have stopped going, right? The second time it happens, I would have been like, that's so creepy. Yeah, let's not go back. They went back for a third time and it actually just confirmed everything. That is scary. I used to have a penchant for wandering around abandoned buildings when I was in high school. One time, a friend and I decided it would be a good idea to explore a farmstead that hadn't been used for years. The whole experience was really bizarre. The farmstead was accessible by a long gravel road that brought you to a cluster of dilapidated buildings around a central barn. We parked at the end of the gravel road, near the turnoff to the main road, so we could walk around the property and just pull out quickly later. We went into the barn first and there were D-bones arranged in a circle around the skull and a bunch of blankets and wood stacked in the corner of the room. We thought it was really cultish and weird and noped out, and we started walking back to the car. For sure it is cultish. Bro, they were about to sacrifice someone. Oh hell no, I would not just start walking back, I would actually bolt back. How are they so calm that they're like, oh, interesting, a bit cultish. Alright, let's just go now, let's just chill, walk back to the car. Halfway down the gravel road, we heard crunching, heavy footsteps and someone screeching behind us. Blood-curdling screeching. We sprinted back to my car and tried to peel out of there as fast as possible, but it had snowed the night prior and my back tire was stuck in a puddle of melted snow. My friend was screaming because she was so freaked out, but wouldn't turn to look at the path behind us. By the time I had got in the car and stuck, she turned around to see if there was someone following us and there was no one there. It could have been a bird or something, but we both swear up and down to this day that someone was following us. I actually thought I was gonna die that day. Yo, that's so scary. The fact that they saw all that, the bones, the skull in the middle, whatever it was, right? And then they heard crunching. And then heavy footsteps. And then someone screaming behind them like bloody murder. Yo, yeah, that's freaking scary. Why would you explore abandoned places? Come on, they're abandoned for a reason. Like every single time something bad happens, it's just like, well, you knew, right? Obviously, no one's sane is gonna be chilling out at an abandoned place. They all gotta be crazy if there's anyone there. My family and I went to Dubai in 2004. I was 7 and we were in the hotel pool when we saw 2 big men suddenly come in and steal this family's little girl who looked around the same age as me and sped off into a car. There's nothing anyone could have done because we were in a pool and the daughter's mother started crying hysterically. We ended up having to write a witness report for the police. I still wonder if they got their little girl back. What? 2 random people just came and stole a kid? I'm so confused. How? How did that happen so fast? Man, it's very likely that they probably didn't get her back. Scary. Like imagine just being on a holiday. Well, I don't know if they were on a holiday, but they were probably on a holiday, I'm assuming, the family. And then you just lose your kid. One nice warm day, end of August, early September, I go outside and find this little ball of fur, feathers and hair, and a dangling earring hooked in on my porch. Weird, I thought. I brought it up to my husband and said there was some weird juju shit on our porch and it freaked me out. I was not touching it, but it needed to go. He suggested that it was a nice gift from the tomcat next door, or something that our dog dragged home. My dog has never done that before. But hey, a way more logical reason than someone leaving weird juju shit on our porch. Cool. Yo, yeah, that is some cursed stuff, whatever. Yeah, if I find that outside my house, yeah, it has to go. Even if their dog did bring it back. Nope, You're not bringing any cursed stuff in my house. Get it out. Then last week, this fully intact lower mandible bone of a white-tailed deer shows up on our porch in the exact same place as where the hair and further ball was placed. Again, I asked my husband about it and he says that the dog must have brought it home with him. Again, something that he's never done, but logical. I still wasn't going to touch it. The weird fur/feather/earring ball was still fresh in my mind, and if someone was leaving weird shit on the porch, I wasn't going to touch it. It stayed on the porch for a while. You know what? I'll put a camera up because at this point, someone is leaving that. Someone is walking onto their porch and they're just leaving that there. Yesterday, I was studying facing my front door. Around lunchtime, my dog starts freaking out and I look up and there's this older, disheveled looking lady, I think, on our porch, who I had never seen before, walking towards our front door. She leaves something on the bench we have out there and turns around and walks away. After a beat, I get up to grab whatever pamphlet she left on the porch. Except she didn't leave a pamphlet. She came onto our porch, took the lower mandible bone, and moved it onto the bench. Right in the middle of two posts on the porch fence, right in line with a bright ray of sunshine. So now I'm pretty convinced that there is someone leaving weird shit on our porch, and here's hoping we are not cursed. What do you mean you're convinced? They literally saw someone leave. Yo, I would confront the lady. Who the hell are you? You trying to put a curse on my house? It feels like that. It feels like they were trying to put a curse on the house. It's sus. Lady, just because you're old, it doesn't mean nothing's gonna happen to you. A disheveled looking lady, she's a witch, alright? She was definitely trying out one of her curses. She's like, maybe it'll work better on this bench. Maybe if I leave it here and add this, it would... You ever used one of those sleep apps that records noise while you're sleeping? It's supposed to be so you can hear if you're snoring or talking or whatever. I'm having a hard time sleeping right now, so I turned it on. 3 a.m. there's a lot of footstep sounds and sounds like doors and drawers opening and closing. I can hear myself moaning close to the phone from time to time, like I'm dreaming, but there's not any noise of rustling bedsheets to explain sleepwalking or anything. I have a large velvety rug in my bedroom, so there shouldn't be footsteps. Realistically, I have a metal bed frame, so the clicking and knocking sounds are probably the bed frame shifting when I move, but it sounds like other things. I'm not recording at night anymore. Yeah, I would never record at night. Like, I don't want to know what goes on. You know, I don't want to know. Who cares? If I don't know what it is, then it never happened, right? Oh my goodness, that's scary. Yeah, I just feel like it's a bad idea to just record yourself at night anyways. That's scary. If they live alone and they heard footsteps, someone's breaking in every single night. I think she needs to do something about that. Maybe it was a good thing that she recorded herself, because now she needs to get cameras. Context. My grandfather was a truck driver and taught me everything I know about driving, especially in snow. I used to work at a drugstore, and one night I was closing another store in our chain, and we had a snow score that unexpectedly dropped a few inches of snow in our area. I wasn't very familiar with the area, and I had my mom's car, so I wasn't used to the car either. The snow was still coming down and I couldn't see, so I was creeping home and panicking as I saw cars spinning out all around me. All of a sudden, I saw a light in my passenger side view mirror, and I turned my head, and sitting in passenger seat plain as day, I saw my dead grandfather. I heard him say he knew I wasn't freaked out by a little snow, and then I heard his voice rattling off all the things he taught me about driving in the snow. I looked back towards the road, and then he was gone. It was a calming experience. When I saw him, it was more, okay, Popsy, I'm okay, instead of, oh my god, you're supposed to be dead. And I stopped panicking and got home without a problem. It was most likely just my brain and eyes, whatever, playing tricks on me to get me to stop panicking, but to this day, it still freaks me out. Yo, I think that's so true. Like, whenever I see my dead grandpa in my dreams, I don't think it's weird. You know, I'm just like, oh, he's back. It's not like, oh my god, you're supposed to be dead. It's more like, oh, I missed you. Yeah. And then you wake up and you get a bit sad. I remember one time as a child, I was home on a Saturday morning. For a bit of context back then, my mum would usually go into work on Saturday mornings and be home usually by 12 p.m. Now back to the story, I was sitting on the couch watching TV. The time started approaching 12, which meant that my mum was almost home. I very vividly remember hearing a car door close, hearing the car lock, and my mum walking into the house calling my name. When I got up to go greet her, there was no one there. Still creeps me out. Yo! That's scary. What does that mean, right? They heard someone call them, and it sounded like their mum. The mum was a clone, and they heard everything outside, like the car lock. What is that? Like, what, a parallel universe kind of experience? Scary. So, as a youngster, me and my brother were staying up late playing video games since we didn't have school the next morning. It was maybe 3 a.m. when we decided to shut it down and get in bed. My room is at the end of the hall while my brother's was right next to mine. After I shut it off and put the controllers away, we both hear these heavy, slow footsteps coming from the kitchen. The kitchen was the only room without carpet, so they sounded pretty ominous. We gave each other a look, and I called out down the hall, "Dad?" Well, then the footsteps sounds trailed back onto our laundry and stopped. That's where our basement door is. Well, we knew something wasn't right, so we both start yelling for our mom and dad, and they come rushing to us all sleepy and confused, and we frantically explain what we heard. My dad goes and checks it out and tells us that all the doors are still locked and closed, and there wasn't anyone showing anyone was in the house. Plausible explanation could be that it was just a murderer that broke in and scurried off when we called out, but I always wondered, what if it was a murder ghost instead? Yo. Yeah, I think someone was in the house for sure. Because they stopped, like they backed away after they heard someone say something. And they just went back to where they came in from. Yo, I don't like this. I hate these, man. I hate it. I hate it when it's like, oh my god, someone could be living in your house right now, but you don't know. Well, that's it for the video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Tell me in the comments down below what your thoughts are. And as always, thanks for watching. Hope you guys liked it, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.